The Neutral.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Neutral. I'm here with P-Chan from, I guess, is it still going to be EXO Academy? It's over.
It's pretty much over. Today is the last day of final round, so that means it's the last day of EXO Academy. But I guess that means I'm unbroken.
Yeah, she is the unbroken P-Chan, which I gotta say for like a team name and slash like a tag, like when you like introduce, you know, like Echo Fox, Team Liquid, Reciprocity. But like unbroken, like that's kind of like God tier.
Yes, I mean our hashtag, it's hashtag stay unbroken. Don't forget you can take a picture with me for that free jersey.
Yo, so guys, the interview is over. I have to go take a hashtag photo to get my esports swag, you know, because I'm poverty out here. So, you know, you just finished up EXO Academy, and it kind of did a lot for you. You went from like 200 something Twitter followers to like 1,000. You're now signed as a content creator and streamer. How did it is this like more than you could have ever expected from the experience?
100%. The story is I said yes to it because I wanted to level up in Street Fighter V. That was kind of the initial goal.
Yeah.
But with Persia's initiative, she wanted to level up the game and the name. And I think I got a lot more leverage out of the name part than I thought. And so signing to Team Unbroken was amazing. They are super behind it. They just kind of want me to do my own thing, which was a great find. I didn't know what to look for in a team, and that really fit.
Did they come to you, or after you got your Mama Dow brand training? Were you like, all right, time to start sending out those applications?
It's kind of interesting because going into the new year, I had already decided that I wanted to do a lot of streaming and kind of content creation, and so I applied to Unbroken because I have a friend who said, hey, they're putting applications if you're looking for an opportunity. And then as soon as I got a response back from them, I also accepted my opportunity for EXO Academy. So I was like, the timing's kind of weird. And they were afraid at first because they were like, oh, we don't want to necessarily like step all over this opportunity for you. And I'm like, no, I was interested in you guys before EXO Academy happened. So it was kind of like at the same time.
Are they a local org to you?
They are not. They're kind of all over. So Connor, who is the guy who runs the team, he's actually also from Ohio, which is where I'm from. But a lot of the FGC folks are actually in Florida. So, final round was kind of a skip hop over for them. And the teammates are all over the country. So that's kind of cool.
Nice. Yeah. So you're an ed player, not a super conventional choice, not a lot of eds on the CPT. Yeah. And we're not going to do the boring question that you guys always want to hear, which is, what do you think ed's good? Because obviously if you thought the character was like trash tier, you wouldn't be playing them. But is there another low tier character that you would be like all about learning? Maybe like pick up Fang after what FGC Jesus did to you?
That's an awesome question, and I have thought about that. And the character,
low tier goddess.
I don't want to be a low tier goddess. I'm sorry, but my CFN ID, which is Fuhajin, is a name that's homage to Juri. Her Fireball's name is Fuhajin. Originally, when the game came out, I was like crossing my fingers, like, I hope Juri gets released in Street Fighter V. And then she came out, and me and Shine were so excited at CEO. And then I was like, this is too much stuff for me to manage. So low-key, I believe that Juri is a character that's very good at neutral, and I think people are like, oh, she's out here like with the crazy wild playstyle. If I chose a low-tier character or a character people think is low-tier, I would probably choose her.
No Falk?
No Falk. No more Shadowloo clones. Falk is interesting. Whoa. Sorry about that. Falk is interesting, but she is very, very heavy on the zoning. She likes to be like mid-range. I like to be up in your face. So my playstyle is not conducive to her as a character.
I just thought you were all on the Shadowloo hype train.
I am on the I'm on the Shadowloo hype train. I thought if I ever picked a top tier, it would be Bison.
So should we go get Benjamin? Should we go get Problem X and be like, hey, so now that she's done with Dominion as a coach, she's ready for the next Shadowloo coach?
And
or Tampa Bison, not same team, but if your team's based in Florida, like.
I'm not ready for the privilege of having buttons that are extra plus always. I'm not ready for that. Absolutely not.
What's the full P-Chan level up happens? That's when you start picking the.
I'm not ready for that yet.
So what attracted you to Ed? Your hot dog boy.
Hot dog boy. Coming from season 1, I was a Necalli player. I decided that Necalli was too boring. And when I came back from taking a break from Street Fighter V, I was like, Ed's kind of cool. He's also kind of cute. He's also Shadaloo. So let's kind of go with this. And his style was a little bit unconventional because his inputs, obviously, you press 2 kicks or 2 punches, and those are kind of like his big moves. And I was like, I'm not very fundamentally strong as a player, and I feel like I need a character that, has good buttons, takes a lot of learning. The execution is easy, but to take him to the next level, you have to learn fundamentals. So anti-airs, frame traps, playing footsies, all that stuff. And so I used him as a vehicle to learn Street Fighter V.
But if you wanted a simple character, there's Abigail.
No, thank you.
But it's just a garbage truck.
It's a garbage truck, but I had no connection with the character.
I mean, but y'all both work out. You're both kind of brolic.
Yeah, kind of brolic, but again, I have never played grapplers in my history of fighting games. So that's another interesting thing. Abigail does have that, I'm just going to plow through you. I'm a momentum-based character. And it does. And I originally was talking to Giobron about this, actually. He's like, hey, if you get sick of Ed, you might actually like Abigail. Even though
I don't want to like Abigail.
I was like, I don't want to like Abigail, but I sort of do. I get hyped when I see Abigail on the screen.
I mean, who doesn't like watching someone get baby tossed?
Exactly. So other than that,
my cameraman is anti-Abigail, and as I'm trying to hype up Abigail right now, he's just making more and more aggressive faces at us.
yes. And I will say this is a funny comment in relation to Ed and Abigail. All Ed players, or I should say a majority of us out there, will tell you that Abigail is one of Ed's best matchups. So Abigail is the character that everybody else hates. Every Ed player is like, this is like a playground. We love to fight Abigail. We get Abigail special combos. We get to do all this fun stuff against Abigail only. And so I think that's something interesting because, you see Abigail in the top tier. You see Abigail in high level play, but you never really see Ed up there. But Ed is very good at fighting Abigail. So
we're at final round. Top 8's happening in a couple of hours. So we'd be remiss to not, test your CPT knowledge and see if you have the best crystal ball. Who do you think is winning final round today?
This is kind of tricky. I've looked at the bracket here and there, and the losers bracket, I'm kind of interested to see how that plays out because I feel like even when Punk has to fight through losers, he runs the train. And so I think he has pretty good chances. I think Brian F. is a good contender. I really want him to win. That might be my personal bias.
Is it because you're fellow boxers?
Sort of. A little bit on the fellow boxer side, but Brian F. is somebody who I look up to as far as fundamentals go. Mm-hmm. So if anybody out there is trying to learn from him, he is really, at this tournament, has really stepped his game up as far as fundamentals go. So a lot. And it's not just like your basic whiff punishes and that. It's like, it's really getting into that mentality of like, okay, I've got a lot of confidence going in, and he's looking very strong for winning this tournament. My underdog, or maybe somebody who's not as well known, is probably Johnny.
Ooh, yeah.
Very curious about that.
I was really impressed with him.
And I didn't know much about Johnny. I still kind of don't. And then I saw a couple of his matches in the rerun, and I was like, you know what? This is kind of interesting, especially on the winner side of the bracket, having somebody sort of new and not new and fresh, but somebody who's different in top 8. Because we usually see a very dry top 8, like you see the usual top 16 or the players you always see. But seeing someone like Johnny, I'm like, man, this person could go very far.
Okay, so there was a bunch of changes made to the CPT. Mm-hmm. I think overall the community seems to be pretty happy about them. What do you think about the changes that have been made to the tour this year?
I don't think I have enough knowledge about the changes going on. Okay. That's kind of I don't know a lot of the changes. I went into CPT with just like, okay, it's Capcom Pro Tour. I don't have a strong opinion yet just because I don't have enough information.
That's fair. Yeah. But I assume that now that you are a signed player and now that you've, and I see you at a lot of events usually, I'm going to guess that this is the last event of the year. So what's P-Chan up to hopefully for the rest of the tour?
Rest of the tour? I was going to say last event of the year. We're still going to be going to 2 majors. Okay. We'll be at Combo Breaker, and then we will also be at CEO. For me, I'm still going to compete, but I'm not going to be with my team. I signed on as a streamer and a content creator, so I hope to bring some content to the table. Nice. With CPT going on, I would like to create some content for CPT, but also I want to capture those other moments, like moments outside of tournament play, what people are doing. outside of, sitting at a casual station or any of that. I was talking to somebody yesterday about how my stream viewers and I talked about, how do you hold your arcade stick? That's something interesting to, bring to the table. A very brief content moment, maybe even a minute clip of hey, how do you hold your arcade stick, and just shots of people doing that. That's
I might have to steal that question from you.
Yeah, so it's are you a live long and prosper stick holder? Are you 3 and 1? Are you 2 and 2? Are you, pinky out? There's all different kinds of things, and that's the kind of content I want to bring to the table.
And it fits the personality that you have, and your stream's pretty fun and pretty goofy. So I like that idea.
Yeah, and I think another thing that is a little bit related to EXO Academy and signing with the team is Dominion wants to keep training me. And that's a big deal for me because I think he really saw my gameplay this weekend, and despite not seeing the results I wanted, I still got the gameplay results I wanted. And so we will continue doing that, and that's something new to my stream as well. We're going to be streaming our training sessions.
That's pretty dope. And you have leveled up since the start. I mean, he was kind of mean to you and gave you some restrictions.
No psycho uppers, 10 push-ups. The push-ups was my own pain.
But I mean, your gameplay has definitely improved as someone who watched your stream before coaching and after coaching. And it seems that even though you didn't get the results that you wanted, it seems that everybody who watched you play, because you had that somewhat of a microscope put on over you as an EXO Academy player, it didn't seem like anybody was like, ooh, maybe they wasted this coaching slot. Everybody seemed to be like, oh man, this girl came out here.
Right, and even when I talked to Jan was my first opponent, and I wasn't really nervous going up.
His tweets were.
Oh, it was so fun. We had a great time, but we played our match, and I felt comfortable going up on the stream setup because Dominion was like, I would really love it if you played on stream because then we can analyze that match together. You can go back and see that replay, whereas off-stream matches, you have to have somebody record you. You can do that, but sometimes it's a little tricky in the heat of the moment. And after Jan and I talked, he was just like, you had me shook. That first round, I mean, the world kind of got to see that Pichon and Ed can cook no matter what. We are out here, and it was the first time where I was approaching my first match and I had no fear going in. And that was a character development that I wasn't expecting. I was hoping for it, but I got it. And
yeah, I remember you had a feature match. You had a on-camera match at Combo Breaker what was it? You had one last year that you were not happy about. I remember you talking about it because you were like, I got nervous.
I think it was one of Big Eric's majors, and the thing is, for me, those jumble up because I live in the area, so it's, I never know if it's like Winter Brawl or NEC. It might have been NEC.
Yeah,
I played against Knuckle Dew on stream, and I remember walking up to the stream and all the lights on me, and the venue was a lot smaller, maybe not so much smaller than the final round venue, but I just remember the heat on my back. We were literally the first match of the day. The stream monsters were upset because the quality wasn't good. The stream kept going out. All these other problems. So the heat from that leading up to the first match against some girl they don't really know on stream playing against Knuckle Dude. That's not the first match that people want to see. And I felt a little nervous. I wasn't necessarily feeling the negative part of it. I just felt bad about myself. I was like, man, I feel kind of bad. I played the best I could, and I just couldn't get over my nerves. And as soon as I got back, I was like, I could have done so many things better going up there.
But yeah, now it's a big improvement.
Yes.
So, what's one thing now that you've gone through the academy, maybe for girls that might be on the fence about applying? What is your sales pitch about joining, about getting more girls that want to apply to the academy and go through the experience?
It was one of the best experiences that I could have taken on. Originally, I was going to say no. I was scared because my own schedule is busy, and I know a lot of women out there do other things. We work, we go to school, we play, we want to have time for the things we love. But if you love fighting games and if you want to know that, you can level up, it's definitely one of those opportunities you absolutely cannot miss. I got so much more out of it than just leveling up my gameplay. Obviously, Street Fighter V, I streamed a lot more. I got my name out there. A lot of people know who I am, but for me, it was all the other stuff that came with it. So I had to build my mental stamina. It put me through the emotional ringer more than once, and I think it makes you a stronger person on the other side, just doing EXO Academy.
Okay. And where can people find your Twitch and your Twitter?
Twitch and Twitter. Twitter's an annoying handle, and Persia was complaining about it the whole time. I just had to pick it before my brand kind of took off. But you can find me on Twitch at P_Chan with 3 N's, and then Twitter is an underscore and then a P and then another underscore Chan. You can probably just search Unbroken P-Chan at this point and find me, which is kind of nice. The EXO Academy will come off after, today or tomorrow. So search me under Unbroken. You can also go on their page and find me that way as well.
Okay. And you guys know how to find me, Amanda T.N. Stevens on Twitter.com. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And then remember, until next time, go beyond and plus ultra.